Hi, I'm Myhre, and today what I'd like to do is show you another project that you should feel comfortable being able to do, and that is this. In this 1924 home, we have some beautiful oak doors, and as you can see, there are original doors, and you have the original hardware. Note up here the hinge. Normally a hinge, this part of the hinge would be on the butt of the door where we can't see it, and then the other part would be attached to the actual frame. But in this case it's decorative, and you see that little trim line there. You can tell the hinge has seen, a better day. It's old, and what we're doing with this house is we're renovating it completely, and you can see we've put a nice shine on the door. The door's already been cleaned up, it's been shined up, but again, the hardware, you can see it's got some paint on it, and well, it looks old, and what we want to do is try and bring this house to today's standards, but with all that charm and beauty of yesteryear's availability. Sometimes, often actually, you can't duplicate some of the things that were made in the 20s and 30s. Not very easily in many cases, and not at all in some cases. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hinges off the doors, and we're going to take, if you look down here, look at this detail on this. You have your knob, and then you also have your cover plate. And normally your cover plate isn't quite that big. This thing is quite large. It's got to be 9 inches from top to bottom, and a good 2.5 inches in width. And it again has a decorative crest up here. Also, you might notice something that's different is we have what's called a mortise lock here. If we were to replace these throughout the house, this would be a very, very costly item. So rather than replace these with brand new, squeaky, shiny, clean looking hardware, what we're going to do is we're going to remove all the hardware, clean it up really well, sand it again, clean it again, get all the dust off of it. We're going to prime it, we're going to paint it black, and in the end it's going to look new. And the cost, well, elbow grease and of course paint. And we're not going to use really, really expensive paint either, because these are all interior doors. So they're not going to be, bombarded by the elements, by the rain, the snow, the sleet, the hail, the UV exposure from the sun. None of that's really going to play a big factor inside this home. So we're going to be able to clean these up, reprime them, repaint them, and then reinstall them and make these doors really, really pop for a fraction of the cost of what one mortise lock would cost. And again, in this house, 1924's home, this home has approximately, I would say, 20 doors. So there's quite a lot of doors. A mortise and tenon lock, you're looking at mortise lock, you're looking at somewhere around probably $30 on the cheap to about $150 on the expensive. So even $30 times 20, you can see where that really, really goes kind of haywire on a budget. So let's without any further ado, let me show you a couple of doors, show you what stages we're in, and how we're going to get to the end game, which is getting these back on these doors. Stay tuned. Be right back.